What's up, YouTube? This is Buckshot33, aka Boston Chris, back at a brand new video. Went to the comic store this weekend, got myself my haul, my pickups for the week, and so I'm going to go ahead and just start out going directly in. So we have Indie Book. This is Black #3, and this has been a pretty controversial book going through. Basically, the whole premise of the book is that there is this world where basically only black people have superpowers, and you know, I've read the first two issues, and you know, it's all right. It's not, you know, it's not extremely great, but it's not really either bad either. It's kind of take it or leave it. You know, I mean, I haven't seen anything in that makes me not want to read it, but I do know that, you know, they really have. You know, they're really covering some pretty controversial subject matter in this book. It's by Black Mask. You know, I mean, overall the art is good. You know, and it's a series that I've read for a while, mostly just because I want to see where they're going with it, truly and honestly. It's just like, you know, you make this book knowing that there's going to be a lot of controversy with it, so I want to see, you know, really what it's all about, and, you know, if it lives up to the hype. I mean, so far, you know, it's not too bad. It's you know, definitely something that, you know, definitely something it's worth reading, you know, but to each his own. I know that, you know, definitely the cover in this one is gonna, you know, make some people upset, because you have, you know, starting right here, so you have a slave, then you have, you know, Civil War soldier, then looks like, I can't quite tell if that's supposed to be just a businessman, or if that's supposed to be like a throwback to like Martin Luther King, potentially. And then you have, you know, Little Wayne looking character right there. And so I guess it's supposed to just be, you know, all the labels that were just given over time. But anyway, like I said, controversial book. You know, it's not to say that, you know, books that have controversy aren't good. You know, I say pick it up if you like it. At least check it out, see what you think. But yeah, like, I'm not going to shy away and say that, oh no, it's, you know, nothing controversial in this, but there's definitely controversial stuff in there. But, you know what, you know, sometimes you got to look past certain things and, you know, just read them just to see what they're about. So, next up, we have a book that I actually ended up getting for free, but it was actually pretty cool to see this, you know, just out and about. And that is Red Sonja, and look at that price tag, 25 cents, taking it back to, oh, what was it, like late Bronze Age, where you had, you know, the nice 25-cent books and everything. Man, if this was the price of comics today, wouldn't we all be so much more happy? Instead of the price tag that we're paying right now, which is like, in most cases, $3.99 a piece. I mean, can you imagine that? Go back to this for a second. This book used to be, I mean, this used to be the standard price for a comic book, 25 cents. And then before that, you know, it was 20 cents, 15 cents, 12 cents, 10 cents. I mean, it's funny, like, you know, how comics have just exploded over the past, like, I mean, if you go back to 25-cent issues, you're talking about, let's say, maybe like mid-70s. You know what I mean? Actually, probably like mid to late 70s. So, like, you know, I would say anywhere from like 77 to like 79, maybe into the 80s. And then just, I mean, over time, it just kept creeping up and up and up and up and up. When I first started collecting comic books, I think they were like, I want to say, when I first started collecting, me personally, on my own, not people giving me stuff, but people, you know, me actually buying my own books, I want to say they were $1.25, and that was like 1991. You know, fast forward, you know, 25 years, and it's just, I mean, it's already gone way past that price. It's doubled it, and you know, who knows, in another, like, you know, 10, 15 years, all comic book standard might be like $10 a piece. Hopefully it doesn't get that far, but anyway. Next up, we have, oh, is that two books? No, just one. It's a little thicker, or it feels a little thicker, but we got Flash #12, and this is the variant cover. I like this better than the original cover. The original cover had Barry and I think it's Wally West kind of running with that black ooze chasing them. But this one I really do feel like is, you know, it's the better of the covers that came out. more expressive cover, you see Barry's basically being corrupted by whatever that stuff is right there, trying to take him over. I remember where the last issue was kind of like they had a very Venom-like character in there with, like, kind of just like that little symbiote, strings of just that black, substance, whatever, But next we got into a little bit of a Marvel book here. We have Old Man Logan number 15. This one's kind of strange just because, you see him being a vampire. And funny enough, I didn't read through it. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I wonder if Jew believes in this, because I know that she got bit and turned into a vampire by Dracula, and lo and behold, there she is. So, and she's hanging out with that white vampire that was I forget his name. He was in the first few issues of I think it's the same guys. First few issues of Wolverine's solo book. But definitely gonna have to read this. I do love Old Man Logan. I do love this cover. I mean, I think this is a pretty sick cover. Like, as far as if you were gonna have Wolverine turn into a vampire, like there's that what if Wolverine turned into the Lord of the Vampires, and he's wearing his mask and everything. That's actually a pretty cool cover, though. It's a nice image. All right, next up we have this is a book that I picked up because it's the new book coming out. I like the artist on this one. Doing the pencils. It's Lionel Francis Yu, and I do like his work. What I have a problem with, I guess initially, is that I'm not sure where this series is going to go or how good it's going to be. But we have Inhuman versus X-Men #1. Now, what I will say about this, because like I was saying before about prices, let me get that in focus, if you can see it. It's $5.99 for this book. Same as Civil War. I mean, it's a nice thick book. There's a lot to it, which is good. So I'm definitely going to read through this. But I am going to be honest. If this is not a good series, I'm dropping it right away. Because $5.99 is a big price to have. Especially when you still have, the last, I think it's the last 1 or 2 issues of Civil War to come out. But overall, going to give it a shot, see what it's all about. Big fan of the X-Men. I'm not going to lie and say I know a ton about the Inhumans. I really don't. Like, I've seen them going through, but don't know a ton about them. Just because they've kind of been, scattered throughout, and now they're, becoming more mainstream, mostly due to the whole, Marvel movie issue, because Marvel doesn't have the rights to the X-Men and all the rest of that bullshit, and I think it's a stupid reason to, either discontinue or disband a franchise. You can ask Great Legend about that, because he has very strong opinions on what they did to the Fantastic Four, basically breaking them up and splitting them out. So I hope that doesn't happen with the X-Men, but it already kind of has started to. So we'll see where they go with this, but like I said, if it sucks, done. I'm cutting it right out. And then finally, last book in my haul is Reborn #3. And I like this cover. There was, I think, 3 different covers at my shop. I like this one the best. Kind of has just like that nice hand-painted feel to it, so I picked up this one. This is the cover D, and I'm not quite sure who did this one. I think it says Alex Garner. I'm not quite sure, because I know that there was like 4 covers in my there was 4 different covers in my shop. But this actually is a really cool story. From where it's going. I love the fact that Mark Miller is writing this along with Greg Capullo doing the illustration, so you get really good art, really good writing. And Mark Miller is known to tell kind of like offbeat stories as far as different types of basically trying to put different things into his stories. Like, he's the guy who made Kick-Ass. He did Wanted. He did he's done so many really, really good books. And this one's kind of off the cuff just because it's a girl who's basically, you see her as an old woman on life support in a hospital, and then she basically dies in our world and then goes back into her actual world. This is like fantasy world, all this crazy stuff's going on. But there's different elements from her life in our world that affects her in this world. At the end of the second comic, her cat ends up becoming, I guess, working with the bad guy in this world, the bad guy in the world that she's originally from, and she's like, she kept me as a pet, and she cut my nuts off. Basically, he was neutered, and he holds a grudge about that. So it's kind of cool. It's just like, okay, so a cat, it's just kind of cool to see how they take or how he will take something from this world and then put it into something else and really just make it, an original and really, really just cool story as far as something that's not your average comic story. So definitely cool and definitely excited for that. If you're not reading this book, if you're not reading Reborn, you definitely need to. It's a good story. But that's my haul for this week, so I want to thank everybody for watching. As we approach towards Christmas, we have basically 7 days left. So, hopefully everybody gets what they want. Hopefully everybody has a great and safe holiday. I will be putting up a couple more videos in order to, just as we get towards Christmas and towards the end of the year, because, I have a few plans and things I'd like to do. But I want to thank everybody for watching. Again, this is Buckshot33, a.k.a. Boston Chris. Everybody have a great Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm out of here.